Hi guys, this is Rusty 78609 out for a drive in Central Texas, USA. It's a nice day actually. It's 45 degrees and raining. Perfect, right? My dream climate, not hardly. But anyway, short video. I'm going to make a short video long. How to make a short video long. This is the lesson for today. First of all, you need to have nothing to say and no point. That way you can just ramble on about crap, okay? So that's how come my videos sometimes get a little long, because I don't have anything to say and I just ramble on. Anyway. This is Granite Shoals, Texas, on Lake LBJ, which used to be called Lake Granite Shoals, but they changed it when LBJ left office or became president. I'm not sure which. So, up and at 'em, guys. Up and at 'em. If you want to enjoy your life, have a goal. A G-O-A-L, not a G-O-L-E. Nobody knows what a G-O-L-E is, I don't think. But anyway, we're out and about. And what is my goal for the day? My goal for today is to enjoy the crap out of it. Okay? Best I can. How? Taking a drive. I'm out for a drive right now. I've done my walking, I've done my exercise, I've done my stretches, and had a pretty good breakfast. Had oatmeal and blueberries and chia seeds and flax seeds with a banana and a little bit of yogurt, all mixed in, and it was good. Is that healthy and nutritious? I don't know. Keeps me regular. What else? Have a goal for the rest of your life? Well, you can't hardly do that. Well, unless your goal for the rest of your life is just live. But short-term goals are good. That'll keep you healthy, mentally and physically. Like what? Well, you know, like me, I live in a travel trailer full-time, done that for about 30 years. And I'm planning on doing some more traveling this spring and summer. And I'm looking forward to that. Is that great? Yeah, I think it's fine. What else? You know, just do your thing, you know, just kind of float along through life. But, you ought to leave the young things alone. Oh, that's a song. I drifted off there. My mind wandered for a minute. Can't let my mind stand still. Did you know you can't stop thinking? Try it. If you stop thinking, you're dead. There are those that get real close, though. They sit in a lotus position and go, anyway, you could probably do that and do something. But by and large, the point of this video, if it has a point at all, which it doesn't, is to encourage people to not become couch potatoes, particularly as you get older, because it's very, very easy to sit in that rocking chair or on that couch and watch movies and your life goes by. Is that good or bad? No, if that's what you want to do, you do the crap out of it. Okay? You just do the poo-poo out of it. You know, that reminds me of a joke. These three guys were camping in Alaska. It was a ritual. They did it every year. And, you know, basically all it wasn't much of a hunt. It was more of a drunk than anything else. But they looked forward to it with great anticipation every year. And one of the guys' name was Huck. I don't remember the other's name, but I do remember Huck because he's the star of the joke. Anyway, the three were sitting around playing cards the second day they'd been there, and proceeded to get really drunk. Well, Huck got drunker than the others. So they left him in the cabin while they went out hunting, and when they came back, they saw Huck laying face down in the snow with his pants down around his knees. So knowing what probably happened, that he was so drunk that he decided he'd go outside and take a poo-poo, and he had pulled his pants down and fallen flat on his face and passed out. But fortunately, he was still alive and he wasn't frostbit as far as they could tell. But just to play a little prank on Huck, they field dressed or clean gutted one of the animals they had killed and put all those intestines in his underwear and pulled his pants back up and fastened them and then laid him gently back down in the snow. Then they proceeded to go out hunting again. They were gone for a few hours. They came back. Huck was gone. They went inside the cabin and there was Huck. He was sitting in a rocking chair with a stick in his hand, and he was just rocking back and forth, and he was pale as a ghost. And they said, "My God, Huck, what happened?" He said, "Men, you will not believe it. You will not believe this. But while y'all were gone, as you know, I was fairly well intoxicated to the point of almost passing out. But he said, I realized that I had to poo-poo real bad, so I went outside to do that. And I passed, and he said, I don't know what happened. But when I woke up, I found out that not only had I pooped, but everything inside of me had come out and was in my underwear. But he said, by the grace of God and this little stick, I got it all back in. You got it? Anyway, we're in Kingsland, Texas. Close. Oh, Huck, with luck, he got it all back in. But you know, when you get totally drunk like that, I'm sure none of you have ever been intoxicated to the point of passing out. Huh? Have you ever? Oh, I bet some of you have. Have you ever thrown up? Oh, I bet some of you have. Have you ever been drunk on wine? Oh, I bet some of you have. And you regretted that one more than most of the others. Why? Boy, that's the worst hangover you can have. Ooh, I think I've been drunk on everything that had alcohol in it. But wine, oh yes, I remember getting plowed on wine. I remember that. And I remember getting, I was a member one time. They had a club in Houston, Texas called the Martini Club. And you had to be a fairly well-to-do yuppie to be a member. And I was a member of the club in Houston. They had one in Dallas. And all of them drove fancy sport cars. It was doctors, dentists, people like me. I was a CPA making six figures, single, driving a Nissan 300ZX. A T-top, you know, the little tops came out. Oh yeah, I was one of the guys, and I'd go there, I think once a month they had a meeting. Basically it was just a 3-day drunk. But when they had their meeting, in the room, the large room they rented, because the dudes were a little stout, but be that as it may. Of course, all the single girls were invited, so you had these tickets, and if you knew a girl that might want to meet a wealthy individual, you gave her a ticket, and then she could come in the room when that started. And they had 2 fountains, you know, with electric pumps that were just continuously pumping out champagne, okay, and good quality champagne too, not cheapo, good stuff. And then they also had a bar, because I didn't drink much champagne back then at all, hardly. But they had a bar, they had beer, and you know, you could get mixed drinks and stuff other than champagne. But I remember one time that I was there and I fell in love with this 10, I thought. She could have been a 1, I don't know. She probably thought I was a 1, because I'm sure I was. But be that as it may. But anyway, we proceeded to hang around the fountain, so to speak, and drink a little champagne. Well, it doesn't take many of those small glasses of champagne to get you totally blitzed, all right? It doesn't. Well, you know, I was thinking, you know, these little glasses don't hold much. So, man, I was drinking that stuff pretty much like I drank beer. Well, I woke up several hours later. I was in bed with a girl they told me was one of the vice presidents of A&M University. A pretty girl, a lady, whatever she was human. And she was laying there like she was dead. And I was dead. I mean, I knew I was dead. I didn't know her name. I don't know how we got to that apartment. I did not know where my car was. I knew I had my keys, so I figured it must be at Elon's, because that was the last place we were that I could remember. And that's not a life you want to live, folks. That is not a life you want to live. So when I got back to Victoria, that's where I was living at the time, 2 days later, I proceeded to detox. I quit drinking for 6 months. I didn't drink a single thing. I did it for 2 reasons. 1, to dry out. 2, to prove to myself that I was in charge of the alcohol and alcohol wasn't in charge of me. But it probably still was, because after 6 months, I went back to drinking a little beer and gradually got back on the regular path of drinking a few beers every now and then, or every day actually, because that was the way it was before I started on the champagne. But anyway, I'm just rambling on, guys. But anyway, you know that when you were younger, there were no limits, okay? There were no limits. You were bulletproof and you would live forever. And you would never be injured in a car accident ever driving 100 miles an hour with your lights off at night. We had a guy that did that. His first name was Larry. I went to a dance. We went in his car. There was 4 of us that went in his car. It was about 70 miles to the dance hall. And he drove fast. I remember that. He had a 57 Ford 4-door car. It wasn't his, it was his family car, but he had it. Dance was over about 1 o'clock. Well, the dance actually ended at midnight. But, you finally got out of there. It was about 12:30. And we'd had a few beers, because back then, if you could put a quarter on the bar, they didn't ask you how old you were. They just said, thank you. So we'd had a few beers, all of us. And when Larry had a few beers, Larry got a little crazy. No, Larry got a lot crazy. Lots crazy. Because he was hyper anyway, and all beer did was just increase the hyperactivity, I think. It should have slowed it down, but it didn't. So we left the dance hall. I don't remember where it was, but we were headed back to Kennedy, Texas, my hometown at that time. And Larry, of course, was driving like he was a race car driver. And the second thing he was doing was he was being funny, and he had the headlights off. All right? Fortunately, it was enough of a moon that we could see the highway. And I'm thinking, he's going to kill us. He's going to kill us. This time he is going to kill us. And I said, Larry, why don't you let me drive? No, man, I got it. I said, well, turn the damn headlights on. Oh, no, I can see fine. Well, see, what he was doing, when you came to a hill, if there was a car coming the other way, you could see the glow of the headlights. So then he would turn his lights on, but as soon as that car got by, he'd turn them back off again. We would go through little towns with his headlights off. Anyway, but we lived. Did I ever ride with him again? No. Did I ever go to a dance again without being in my own car with me as driver? No. Even to today, I don't go anywhere unless I take my vehicle. All right, period. I'll meet anybody anywhere, but I'm not going to jump in their car and go anywhere. A lot of reasons for that. I've learned a lot of lessons. But anyway, guys, that's the glory of drinking. Oh, you guys be honest now. How many of you have prayed to the commode gods? You know what I mean? Some of you do. Yes. Have you ever been blind? Have you ever got so drunk you went blind? I tell you what I did. We got hold of some tequila one time, and one eye went out on me. Well, hell, we were just drinking it out of the bottle. It was a macho thing. We were probably 16. And when it hit, see, that's the deal. We didn't know that at some point we were going to be totally blitzed. But having said that, guy, from Central Texas, USA, this is Rusty78609 saying, thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye, buy anything you want, but please use the link to Amazon products if you think about it. Why? If you're going to buy something from Amazon, use the link, because I get a small commission and it does not cost you any more, or it doesn't. The product doesn't cost any more. It's the same price. Check it out. What else? Drink plenty of water. 3 or 4 quarts a day will not hurt you. It's good for you. It will help you avoid gout, kidney stones, and it will help you lose weight if that's what you want to do. What else? Stretch, walk. No, take deep breaths. Breathe in deep, hold it for a few seconds, and breathe out. Why? Because it's good for you. That's why. And then stretch, walk, keep your health. You know, don't drink too much. God almighty, can you remember those days, guys? Can you remember when you were young and foolish? Anyway, guys, thumbs up, carpe diem, bye-bye.